You mean not good like 1 out of 100?
I'd say more like 1 out of a million.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah! I read you.
What is up, Bramley? What is up? We have 4 games left in the season, and I actually read something on Twitter that I thought would be very, interesting, and to see what our chances are actually at making the playoffs. Still, the Rams are 7-5. They have I would say, a decent schedule because at least they're winning 2 more games that they're losing, and we're still on the hunt. We're like right behind the Vikings. The Vikings are the 6th seed right now. I think they have an 8-4 record, if I'm not mistaken. So they're doing pretty good too, but the Rams are still not in the playoffs yet. They still have to do what they got to do, win games they're supposed to win, and these are the measurements, these are the percentages, depending on what the Rams do the next 4 weeks. So JB Long is a fantastic follow on Twitter if you haven't already followed him. He's amazing. He's one of the head people for the Rams on Twitter. And he said if the Rams win out, meaning they end the season with a 11-5 record, there is a 98% chance they'll make the playoffs. If they finish 3-1 with 1 loss versus Seattle, it will be 60%. If it's Dallas, it's 61%. If it's San Francisco, 55%. And if it's Arizona, 61%. If they lose 2, then they're out. They're going to be out regardless. So the Rams have to handle business. This is the how a lot of people have been saying on social media with the Mandalorian. This is the way. So this is the only way they're going to make the playoffs. Basically, if they win out or by some streak of chance, a slither of luck is if the Vikings implode dramatically. Let's say they end the season 8-8. Let's say the Vikings go 8-8. Then the possibilities for the Rams is going to be pretty high. If actually any of these opponents have a epic crash, then the Rams will probably most likely be in it. But if the Rams crash or if they go 2-2, then there's not going to be any chance, any hope. So we just got to win games we're supposed to win. So we play Seattle. I'm confident we'll beat Seattle because last time we lost by a field goal at their home with all the refs calling things for their side. This time they won't have the home field refs to depend on. So I think the Rams will win this game unless somehow, some way Seattle plays out of their minds or some more BS happens like last time. Then we played Dallas. Dallas is a terrible team. They're so bad that the only reason they're in it is because the rest of the NFC is trash. The Eagles lost to the Dolphins. The Redskins are finding ways to win games, but it's too late. Technically, if they win all their games right now and they go 9-7, there's a possibility they can go to the playoffs. But it looks or 7-9. If actually, I think the Giants are actually officially out. I think they're like 2-10 or 2-11, something like that. So the Rams have a possibility of just winning their games, and then they play the San Francisco 49ers, which will be a better situation for us now. We got Jalen Ramsey. We have the offensive line that's a lot better than when we started out in the season with all these injuries and issues, and just the offensive line was playing terrible. Whitworth's playing better. Bobby Evans, to me, is as good as Whitworth, and I know a lot of people are going to give me crap, but the dude has been playing fantastic football. You have not seen any mistakes from Bobby Evans other than maybe a sack that he gave up versus the Cardinals. But other than that, the dude has been a solid player. I'll give him a B+. I would give him an A, but he's still a rookie. So I'm going to give him a B+ out of respect, out of his effort. But the guy is playing out of his mind. To me, he's the offensive rookie of the year. Edwards is playing pretty good as a right guard. Blythe is decent, and then Corbett has been playing okay. I mean, the dude is a decent player. So the Rams' offensive line is better, which is number one against the Niners, because they can. I think they have one of the best pass rushes without blitzing. They can just put 4 guys that start rushing, going after the quarterback, and they're able to create a lot of pressure with just those 4 guys on the defensive line, as everyone else is going back and cover. So that's why the Niners are really good this year, is because of Bosa and D Ford that they picked up. They're just really good. So the Niners is going to be a tough one, but I think we can do it as long as we run the ball well and do basically what the Ravens do, and that's run the rock and take shots down the field when they're presented. That's just the Rams way, and we just got to do what we got to do and do it to the best ability. And then we have an easy game. I don't want to say easy because I don't want to jinx it, but we just whooped the Arizona Cardinals in their stadium, and I don't think they'll have any fight in the last game of the season. The Rams will have more to lose, so I think the Rams will crush them, and they'll play them, and hopefully we win out. I think it's a possibility. I think our 2 biggest opponents ahead of us right now is going to be the Seahawks and the Niners, and then we have 2 easy games. But if we can just tough it out and win those games in the division, that's going to be a reason why we'll go to the playoffs. And people might actually respect the Rams if they can do that. So we might be a late bloomer, sort of say. So let me know what you guys think. Let me guys know if you guys feel confident. If you don't, who's going to be our toughest opponent. Just to let you guys know, if we lose 2 games, especially in our division, let's say we lose to the Niners and the Seahawks, we're not going to the playoffs. Unless everyone else has an epic breakdown, you know what I mean? Like they just start losing games out of the dumbest reasons, like the Vikings do, and the other teams that are in the hunt as well. And the Rams, win the next 2 games, and they go in at 9-7, then they go in at 9-7. But if they don't win games and they lose, and the rest of the other teams win games that they're winning, then the Rams aren't going to make the playoffs. So simple as that. We got to win it to be in it. Until next time, you guys, go Rams.